Welcome to episode 2 on Apocalypse Gaming Network's TPPI server. First thing, one of the things I've done is I've upgraded the tool maker in Tinker's Construct to a tool station or tool forge. And in this case I use tin, even though NEI doesn't show it. You can actually use tin instead of iron. I've also done some upgrades to the house. I'm in the process of coming up with the altar for Ars Magic. So basically I went through the choices of wood, and it's a little hard to find everything in here, but if you go down just the right spot here, you'll eventually find structures. And so in here, the crafting altar. And so your choices are wood, plank, stone, brick. Those are easy to get. If we go to the next page, sandstone, bricks or witchwood are 2 effects. So we're not going to get these right away. So looking at witchwood, and then I'll have a choice of either glass, coal, redstone, iron. So probably going to start maybe with glass. And I'll come back. So the trick here is on the design of the structure. It can be confusing. So the bottom level is just 5 by 5. Then we'll worry about that in a bit. I'll have to worry about the magic walls in a bit too. But I'm just building the basic structure. I'd like to use a pulverizer to pulverize the Obsidian. So you got 3 of those. The third one you can see is inside. Sometimes that's a little bit hard to do, but if we go, we have to make sure click the top, not down, but the top of the block. And now we have that structure as defined. So we go back, and we see, so we're supposed to go in like that. And 4 is a little more complicated. Be done with a ladder or whatever you want. But so I'm going to need 8 of those. So when I'm done with that, I'll be back. Okay, so I put the top on, I went with glass. I haven't finished this. So if you go into the book, if you're under structure, under the, so I was back where I was. You can actually click on the lectern and you'll see the recipe. So let's go ahead and put that together. We're also going to need a lever. So we pick one side for the lectern and one side for the lever. So we'll put the lectern there, the lever there. Now, I've made a number of tools which I haven't discussed. So if we just go and look, perhaps down here would be easier or better. So we go, and so I made pickaxes. This is actually doesn't show everything you need. Okay, so this is a flint head pickaxe, wood handle, you can see by the color, and actually bone for the binding. These are relatively low level, decent mining speed, or good early game so far. Actually been using 2 of them, just repairing them with flint because I don't want to use up all my other resources. Same thing with the matlock, both flint and the hatchet I've been using. I also put together a bronze lumber axe with paper for the binding and the plate, and a slime handle which boosts the durability. Mining speed is relatively low. And then a cutlass. This is made with a bronze blade. Possibly this was done with the slime for the handle and another piece of bronze for the crossbar. And you'll notice the lapis right now is at 20. I didn't mine very much lapis in all my mining, but as I kill more mobs, this has been going up. So it started at like 16 or 18, and now I'm up to 20. I have 2 more modifiers, which of course I need something worthwhile to put on there. So we'll see what we come up with next. So I really don't want to waste my Vidium, so I really want to get my polarizer working. I was going to go with heat generator. I'll set that up in the corner here and move some stuff around, put machines along this wall to be lower level. So back after I come up with a design. Okay, to avoid wasting resources, what we're going to do is do a real quick heat generator with a pulverizer. Put lava there. Let's see. Oh, on top of it. I'll go over here. Go for iron ore, because we want iron. We can double it in Tinker's Construct, but here we'll also get ferrous, and we don't want to lose that. So it'll take a while for it to start. In the meantime, let's go get a different tool and look at a different tree. So, okay, you'll notice I was able to get some silverwood trees, but the trick is, how did I get those silverwood trees? Well, first off, this silverwood tree has a node in it, so it changed terrain. This one here, it doesn't. So what I got, you can even make these with forest gems or find in the chest, is a flip. So you hit that and you have a high probability of getting saplings. So now all I need to do is cut down the tree. Okay, so I did the trees, I planted some, and you can see this one here has grown and has changed the terrain. This one over here has not, but this one has. So I have currently 3 nodes hanging around my base for future Thaumcraft. So I've been grabbing some of the resources out of the pulverizer. So far I picked up 3 ferrous metal and 36 iron. It's very slow going, but it works. Next, I'm going to make a big hammer. So for starters, I'm going to go with a bronze hammerhead, a slime tough rod, because I found a slime island in the resource world. I'm going to go with paper plates so I can put more stuff on in the future. And so it's got 5 modifiers I can put on it, and has pretty high durability actually. And the speed is really, really slow, but we can enhance that. I don't believe I have redstone. I could speed it up, but I'm not sure how much redstone I need for it. So, back later when I get more stuff set up. So we got 2 stacks of 64 dust and ferrous. We can go ahead and take, and now we'll have, so now we'll have 24 Invar, a whole lot of iron to work with to build our next level of power. Okay, now that we got some basic ore processing and started in terms of the pulverizer, let's go ahead and look for better power. So we're going to look at the wind turbine. Solar generator is also another choice. Solar there. Let's look at the wind turbine. So a bunch of things we need. So we need one of these. For that, we need a metallurgic infuser. So we have to build a metallurgic infuser and power it as well. So it is right about here somewhere. There. And so we're going to need 2 furnaces, an osmium ingot. Okay. So we'll get some of the pieces. Oh, that's not. That's electric steel, which we happen to pick up raiding a village. Do a little more mining, pick up a little more redstone. So we just need to go grab some furnaces. And then we'll come up with a setup for that. Okay, so now we run a metallurgic infuser the same way we ran the pulverizer and took care of a few other things while we were at it. So let's go ahead and look and see what we need to make. So we have one of those. We need to make one of those. Let's go ahead and bring these into our... So right off the bat, we're just looking at one of those. Wind turbine. Now, energy tablets. Do we have enough? No. So I'm gonna have to go back and make gold. Okay, so Tinker's Construct was the best way to get enough gold for this project. We'll go back and we need 2 of these. So I just put 9 ore in there. There was no advantage using a pulverizer, and there was like, at least officially, in the eye. That may not be true. So now we have most of the parts, or do we have all the parts? Let's see. And there we go. We have our very first wind turbine, which will So, after looking at the different possible energy conduits, I decided for the windmill I'm going to use Mekanism. It's not immediately obvious how you get steel. What you need to do is put coal in the metallurgic infuser, which I hook directly to the windmill. You get a startup. This will produce the enriched iron. And there's a lot of power here. I'm not going to do anything special about making it great. So now with the enriched iron, now we add coal again. Steel dust, and I'm going to do a bunch more, probably run through a Tinker's Construct or a furnace and produce iron ingots and then the cables. Okay, so one issue I had to worry about was I only had found 2 diamonds, and searching for diamonds using bronze pickaxe or bronze sledgehammer wasn't going to really cut it. But I didn't want to make aluminite by just getting obsidian by making a diamond pickaxe by finding more diamonds. So instead I did is I built an igneous and extruder. Just used some seared tanks and seared glass just for aesthetics, for water and lava. And now I have more than enough obsidian to so I put it in there. Boom. I will now have enough obsidian to make aluminite for all the tools I want. Back after a bit. Okay, so there was a little problem. I was too far out from the map and I couldn't always load, and so I decided to move my base. It was a pretty ugly area anyways. So I found a really nice place close to spawn that I could build at, and so I've set up this house. This time though, if you look at the markers for F9, you see that I built my center section entirely inside one chunk. There we go. Now this means that all my power cables that I put into this area, actually running down through the wall here and running along these 2 walls here, this whole section is power now. That's why these guys are here. These are all inside a chunk because it should cause less problems on this particular server. Now I have myself a pulverizer, a metallurgic infuser, of course the redstone furnace. I started to do the Mekanism stuff, enrichment chamber, crusher. The next item I need is a purification chamber. That requires 2 diamonds, but I'm not willing to put my diamonds into that, building that, because I'm not sure how far I'll be able to go for ore, increasing the ore output. I did make a machinist workbench, which I put a sampling of ores and the various items I need. And there's my start on my purification chamber, and here it is. So 2 of those, that's diamonds. I'm not ready to do that, so I'll start building the other parts later. So I took all my redstone, and I took my aluminite hammer. Here's I put everything I had, and I boosted the mining speed up to 6.8. There's still 3 modifiers remaining. I'm not going to put repair on it like I normally do. I'm going to save that for something else, I hope, that slot. This is so I'm not getting any boost. I tried to do large paper plates, see how that goes. Because that may slow down the mining speed. We'll try something else later. Next one, I still have the bronze, but now that one's relatively slow, so that's just sort of a backup, so we'll just put it off to the side for now. And then I also took the cleaver. I put a bunch of, let's see if we can see it here, we put a bunch of quartz on it, everything I had mined out of the nether. Obviously I need to go back and get more, and so it does a whole bunch of damage. Claims it's plus 19 attack damage. We'll see how it works out. Again, the paper plates, though I still have a few more modifiers remaining, so that may not have been necessary and may have been a disadvantage. Not sure yet. So we'll see. And I'll just repair those by making more aluminite. And so I'm going to go off and mine, because I just wiped out my entire selection of redstone and quartz, and I don't have anywhere near enough diamonds to really begin building stuff. So let's give it a try. I'm going first for nether quartz, boost up the sword. Okay, so we did some mining. We now have 21 diamonds. I actually had run out of aluminum, so I had to do some surface mining as well. So I used one of my existing diamonds, put in a enchanting table. So I went with bronze armor, whatever I could get. I put in a little stairwell at the outside. I sealed off this lower section, built a little extra room, put in a Tinker's Construct, and we can see right now I have some aluminum brass in there and more aluminum. I'll just store my new aluminum here. I played around with building a quick excavator because I didn't have the components. These are the pieces I haven't made yet. So, for example, then we'll get rid of it later. So now I'll be able to make that piece, and I'll just move that other piece elsewhere. So, and also I started on magic crops. So in the back is my dye. The next level I went for was copper, but I didn't realize you couldn't make the next stone with the copper, so you had to go with redstone to make the next level. So now I have 2 at the second level. I can't go to the third level yet because I don't have enough magic essence. So I looked into making a digital miner. That would require 23 diamonds total, as well as some additional machinery. Eventually we want a digital miner, so one of the steps in that process is building Purification Chamber, so I'm going to go through that right now. So I've already got all the materials I'll need. So this is a Purification Chamber. It's right there. And you see it comes up funny like. Okay, so now I need an enrichment chamber. So I've hit R over that. I got that recipe. Now I've already put the pieces in there. Steel casing, of course, these we've seen before. So now I got a enrichment chamber. Put that in that slot there. We'll bring this back up. And we need atomic cores. We're going to need a lot of atomic cores. So let's just take a look at that. So that's where we end up using a diamond. We also need these. So we're going to need a lot of those eventually. But for now, we're just going to build as many as we need. There, so we should be able to make, I should have the resources for 4 of them loaded. Okay, there we are. So let's go back, bring this up. Bring up the atomic core again. And I brought 2 diamonds in. And we see already I misplanned it and planned for all the materials I need. I have the other things going. I'll finish this up and then I'll put it together. Okay, I processed a few more things, got a little more osmium dust, more enriched alloy. So again, we need to make these. So we need a couple more of these. And actually we need 4 of them. You can see that wiped out all the resources I set aside for that. So let's go back. We need an atomic core. So, well, we're short, so we're going to run over and get some. I've been running this, trying to make 64, and you can see 64 just really doesn't cut it. So there, now we can do the atomic core. And if we go, bring it up, we should almost have all the parts except for we need 2 more. And there should be 2 more. So you really need about 64 rich power just to build the purification chamber. So it's the sort of thing you want to produce a lot of. And now we have purification chamber. We'll just clear that on this. Let's see if we can find my little hatchet or something, which I think tools are over here. So I've just been using a flint hatchet just for convenience. Go over here. As you can see, the wires are behind the wall. I'll just go put the purification chamber in. Eventually I gotta get the routing correct. Right now I don't want to route it because on the clumps which this produces. And right now I don't even have enough items necessary to run this. It needs some special resources. So that's it for now. Okay, so slight redesign. I moved the cables underneath. I moved the machines, extra machines over. Redstone furnace, enrichment chamber, crusher, purification chamber, because I'll need that for the massive ore processing. Pulverizer is best for certain things, particularly like iron ore, so you can get more ferrous. Induction smelter with sand to get rich slag, which then can increase your output on ferrous ore. Of course, my metallurgy converter. The newest thing is a slag mill. So I put another platinum ore in here. So I got the platinum dust. I had 13. I got a little extra nickel, which is basically ferrous. And there's a 1% chance or thereabouts to get diamond. So I picked up another diamond. So we'll see what's up next. I'm trying to expand the mechanism of ore processing and gradually build a digiminer.